Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here for episode 5 of the National Financial Literacy series that Michelle and I have been doing on our respective channels for the month of April. If you've been following along, first I want to say shout out to you guys. Y'all are the real MVPs, but also then you know that today is actually the last episode of the series. But don't fret, if you've been loving these types of videos from us, we will be doing another series which I will be announcing at the end of this video. Furthermore, I would like to get into today's topic, which is two different topics actually. I'm going to be talking about what I have learned, or what my husband and I have learned as we have progressed through this financial literacy, progressed through this financial freedom journey. And I also want to share with you guys some things that I would recommend or suggest as you are getting started on your journey or plowing your way through your journey. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Okay, so the number one thing that I have learned, the number one thing that we have learned is to make sure that all of our decisions are appropriate for the time, and decisions that we're not going to regret and decisions that we're going to be happy about. And so I'll tell you one of those things that we have been pondering, and a lot of you guys know this probably if you follow me or us on Instagram, but one of the things that we've pondered is when we're going to buy a house. Because I don't think that at this point, I feel like at this point we've learned to manage our behavior, and it's a real stretch to ever say that my husband doesn't have a spending problem at all. And it would be a real stretch to say that I've ever had a spending problem. I just kind of paid my bills and then spent what was left, and I didn't prioritize the income. So I'm hard pressed to say that I have a spending problem, but either way, I feel like we're at a place where we can manage our money effectively. And so when you think about when is the right time to buy a house, that is different for a lot of people. There are a lot of factors that go into that. I'd like to think that financially there are only really 3 times, and that is while you're in debt, while you're plowing your way out of debt like we are, or even when you're completely debt free. And so we've been kind of going back and forth about when it would be appropriate to buy a mortgage, as I like to call it, and we don't really know. We have not really made a decision. But one thing is for sure, no one pays our bills. We don't ask people for money or anything like that. We don't have any dependents. So whatever decisions we make, we have to ensure that those decisions are for us. And also, any decision that we make isn't going to affect anybody else, because none of the decisions that we've made thus far have affected anybody else. So one of the things that we have, I would say, learned is to make sure that we're not considering anyone else when we're making a decision. So I don't care what this financial person says. I don't care what this financial person says, because those people don't live my life. Those people probably don't even care about my life. And so the fact of the matter is, the decision that we make, any of the decisions that we make, have to be for the benefit of this household, for the budget's household, not for any other household. And so I would say that that is the number one thing that we have learned. Also, that doubles as the first tip or recommendation that I would give to you guys. 9 times out of 10, nobody's paying your bills either. People don't know your financial situation. They're not commenting on it. So therefore, it doesn't really matter a whole lot, I don't think, about what other people might think of a decision that you make. Like I said, as long as you're not asking for money, people aren't having to pay your bills and that kind of thing, nothing that you do with your money has an effect on anyone else. Like, the only time that would have an effect on someone else is if they're having to come out of pocket to contribute to your livelihood or to pay for things for you. Otherwise, truth be told, the decisions are all up to you. So that would be my number one tip, is to do you. Along with that, make sure that you're staying in your own lane, because you can't complete a race if you're swerving into somebody else's lane. It's not going to work that way. Just stay in your lane. If Billy and Susie have paid off $200,000 of debt in 2 years, then that's great for them. But that doesn't mean that, first of all, a lot of things can go into that. They could be higher earning people. They could have moved back into somebody's parents' house so they don't have any overhead. I mean, there are a million factors that go into that. And I would say, not to get all deep, but 9 times out of 10, if you're concerned with what another person is doing during the financial freedom journey, then you might be concerned with what other people are doing outside of that. So I would say to maybe check that, to maybe make sure, do whatever it is that you have to do, whether that's read some books or, seek some type of counsel or whatever the case is regarding that type of thing. Because, like, for me, I don't care what other people are doing with their lives. I don't care what other people think of me and what I'm doing with my life and my decisions. So therefore, I surely don't care about what people are thinking of me and my financial decisions. Now, granted, I do share those with you guys, but that's only because I found success and I want to pass on that success and that knowledge. And that's the reason why I do that. I'm not here because I'm looking to be held accountable. I'm not here because I'm trying to get feedback from people as to what I should do. Honestly, I don't really get feedback anyway, so I'm not, that's not like any type of secret shade that I'm trying to throw against anybody who has tried to give me feedback. That's just my honest truth about it. And I know that I probably have gone real left field just now, but I'm just being honest that, it's the decisions that we make, especially the financial decisions, are up to us, and we're the only ones that are affected by that. So I would just bear that in mind as you are beginning your financial freedom journey, or your debt pay down journey, or your savings journey, or your investment journey, whatever the case is. Whatever decision you make is going to affect you in your household. So you do need to be mindful of that, especially if you have dependents and things of the sort. There are decisions that you might not be able to make that people who don't have dependents may be able to make, like picking up and leaving, or, as an example, some people have shared custody, and a part of that means that they have to stay nearby so that both of the custodial parents can visit with the child, or whatever the case is. So I might say to move to a lower cost of living area, whether that's a new state or whatever the case is. But if that doesn't work for you because you have a custodial agreement, then that's not going to be something that you can do. So you're going to have to explore other ways to find success within this journey. So I don't want to go on and on and on and on and on about this topic, although I can, but I do want to just say that everybody's journey is different. You're not to be judged if you're paying off debt at a slower rate. In fact, I don't even know, people who pay off debt quickly, that's great for them. People who save money quickly, that's great for them, and all of that. But at the end of the day, just because you can pay off more debt than another person doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't mean that you're better than them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't really go down that rabbit hole of feeling bad because you're not finding as much success as the next person, because there are so many factors that go into that. So anyway, I know that was a whole lot and I should probably edit some of it out, but I'm probably not going to. So let's go ahead and move into the next thing that we've learned on this debt freedom journey. So one thing that I have learned personally is that I am capable of not spending money, and I'm currently on a no spend for personal wants for the month of April, and I'm finishing the month out strong. I have like 1 day left at this point, and so I'm super proud of that. And like I said, I do have the ability to put off wants. I do have things in my Amazon cart and my Etsy cart that I am going to be purchasing basically 12 a.m. on May 1st, but I do have the ability to hold off, because that's what it comes down to. I feel like everything that we want in life, if we work at it, we will eventually get them. All of the things that we want will eventually get them. It's just a matter of when that is. So for me, I pretty much said that I was going to do a no spend. Not that that matters a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. Sacrificing that $100 really isn't like going to make us be able to really, it's not going to catapult our debt payoff journey or anything like that. But it was just something that I wanted to do to just stop spending, because I did overspend in March. And I mean, we are going to have to start cutting back more than just my allowance. We're going to have to start cutting back a whole lot if we want to make sure that we're on track to have my husband's student loan debt paid off by his birthday. So anyway, I said all of that to say that I've learned that I can wait and put off some of the things that I want, because I know that in the end I will get them if I work hard for them. And so I have worked hard, I believe, this month with not spending any money. And so like I said, I do have some things lined up in my carts that I will be purchasing as soon as the clock strikes 12 a.m. on May the 1st. So another thing that I've learned is that I can still enjoy life. Now, let's be clear, I didn't think that I would be incapable of enjoying life while also paying down debt. But I just, sometimes when you look around, there are people who sacrifice a whole lot, and, it may seem like you can enjoy life while also paying off debt, but I'm here to share that you absolutely can. That is definitely one of the things that has been clear for me. I have traveled, which is my favorite thing to do in the whole wide world, and I have done so quite frequently since we've been paying off debt, and we're almost at 2 years since we started this journey of budgeting and all of that, and I don't regret a single moment of it. There's not come a time where anybody has asked me if I could be in attendance or go here, or if I wanted to go there, and I had to tell them no. I have said yes to pretty much all of those functions, and we continue to put the vast majority of our income towards debt every month. So life can be enjoyed. You are going to have to sacrifice some things. You just need to write down what it is that you're willing to sacrifice and what you're not willing to sacrifice. I would say maybe write down 2 things that you're not willing to sacrifice. So that could be hair and nails, that could be traveling and new shoes, whatever the case is. I would probably write down what you're absolutely not that interested in sacrificing, and then everything else, try to sacrifice those, because you are going to have to sacrifice some, because 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't have to be embarking on a savings journey or a debt pay down journey, mainly a debt pay down journey, if you had gone your whole life with sacrificing a whole lot. So you probably are going to have to sacrifice. But like I said, one of the things that I've learned is that I absolutely can sacrifice some things, and there are some things that I don't have to sacrifice, and I haven't had to sacrifice, and I've still been able to find success within this journey. So another one of the things that I've learned, and I feel like this is a lot of things, I've learned a lot about just finances overall. I've learned a lot about budgeting and different techniques and different apps and different types of budgeting, and I've learned about interest rates and credit card APRs, and I've just learned so much more, because when you just stop and smell the roses, no, I'm just kidding, but when you stop and just try to figure out some things instead of just going through the motions of paying your minimum payment on your credit card or paying off your credit card or whatever the case is, whenever you just stop, I feel like that's when you can appreciate whatever it is, and you can take in more information. So I've just learned a whole lot about finances overall, about, like I said, credit card, interest rates, and how those work, and I've learned a whole lot about car loans, and I've just learned a whole lot about all of that. So that is probably, I would say, not the most important thing that I've learned, but I feel like it's been the most helpful thing that I've learned. Like I said, it's a lot of things. I'm saying thing, but really I mean things, or a lot of information. So that's basically the final thing that I feel like I've learned. Obviously I've learned some more things, but I mean, I can't sit here all day and learn and talk about every single thing that I've learned, but information is like the most helpful thing that I have learned during this journey. So the first thing that I would recommend is figuring out your why. Why is it that you want to start saving or paying down debt? Because when you look around, you may see that other people are doing it and killing it, but you have to figure out why it is that you want to do it, because otherwise you're not going to be able to stick to such a plan or even create a plan if you don't even know why it is that you would like to do something. So I would recommend discovering why it is that you would like to start saving more, or start paying off debt, or start decreasing your expenses, or start increasing your income. And I would recommend writing it down. Along with writing it down, I would recommend trying to figure out what type of budgeting you would like to do. So as for me, I mainly prefer paper and pen budgeting, but you may prefer an app or an Excel worksheet or some type of spreadsheet or something like that. So maybe just play around with some free templates. If you go to Excel or Word, they typically have like templates for family budgets. If you go to Pinterest or somebody's website like Frugal Fanatic, you'll find some printables that you can get for free and you can try those out. So like I said, maybe just trying to figure out if you're more drawn to paper budgeting or electronic budgeting. And the benefit of that is, to be clear, this is why when people tell me people don't tell me this a whole lot, but when they do tell me that I could use like an Excel spreadsheet for free or whatever the case is, first of all, Excel isn't free, so I don't know why people say that. So therefore that null and void, because Excel isn't free. But when people tell me that, or when I hear that, I'm thinking like, first of all, people learn different ways. People have different preferences, whatever the case is. Nobody can tell another person how they should be managing their money or how they should be, doing their budget every month. But furthermore, whenever you're managing finances, because I find managing finances to be quite annoying and something that I would honestly rather not do but have to, because it's imperative and for us to meet our financial goals. But whenever you're budgeting and managing your finances, the act should be as pleasant as possible. So if using some stickers in a planner is going to make you happy, or using some printables in some type of binder is going to make you happy, then honestly that's what you need to do. If it's going to make it less stressful to use an Excel worksheet than to be flipping through papers and doing the whole pen thing and having to erase and all of that is going to make you happier, then that's what you need to do. So like I said, I would recommend to figure out what type of budgeting it is that you are most drawn to. So another recommendation I have is to plug your numbers in. If you're looking to save money, if you're looking to become debt free or pay off debt, plug your numbers in, whether that is by paper and pen or on some type of app, or in some type of app, or on some type of worksheet, or whatever the case is. Plug in your numbers to see what is required of you, what you must do in order to meet that goal or in order to stick to that plan. Because for me, I like to call that almost kind of like working backwards, because like as an example, for us, we wanted to try to pay off my husband's student loans for his birthday for no other reason than honestly just because we want to. And so what we did was we took the goal amount and the date, which was $27,000, and then we divided that up by the amount of time that we had, which technically is 8 full months. And so we then took that number, which was something like $3,500, somewhere around there, and then we applied that to our budget every month. So we put in a goal amount of $3,500. So then we tweaked our budget around the goal amount of $3,500. So luckily for us, we're still able to live life a little bit, but let's be clear, if it was recommended, or if, let's say, we needed to decrease our personal spending money every month or cut out a little bit of travel or whatever the case is, then that's what we would have done in an effort to meet that goal. So I like to call it like really working backwards, only because for me it makes the vision clearer for me. Whenever I can see what it is, whenever I can see the goal and the vision, and then I can tweak things and adjust things accordingly, it just makes it all clearer to me. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just pretty much how we do things. We kind of just work backwards. We don't say, oh, we can put $2,000 towards the debt every month because that sounds like a good number, when in all actuality, as evidenced by the last few months, we can actually put more than that. So that's why I see the benefit of seeing the vision first, or the goal first, rather than just trying to goal set and meet that goal, because I feel like if we would have done that, we may have played ourselves or sold ourselves short, if that makes sense. I know that's probably a little confusing, but that's just how we do things. So that's honestly one of the things that I would recommend. Hello? Hi. What you doing? I'm filming a video. I'm not. You coming home? Yay! Okay. So those are some of my recommendations, and those are some of the things that I have learned during this debt freedom journey. Obviously, I could go on and on and on, but I just wanted to share things that weren't like superficial. Like, one of the things that I've learned is that, you know, you can call Comcast every 2 years and try to get on a new package, whatever you call that, a new deal, a new bundle, and save money that way. That's kind of like a superficial thing that I feel like is important, but it's not really what I was going for in this video. So anyway, again, didn't want to share things that were superficial, and of course I could go on and on and on, but I have to stop here because I want to announce that Michelle and I are doing a giveaway. Information will be down in the description box, and it will be down in the comment section. I will pin something there, and basically it should just be a link and some information sharing with you guys when the giveaway will be over. But we do want to celebrate the end of the series by giving away some Erin Condren gift cards. So I think the last time that we spoke before she went out of town, we were giving away 2 $100 gift cards to 2 winners. So that should be a thing. If not, then you'll learn about whatever the real thing is down here. But anyway, also I want to mention that our new series will be kicking off in May. Every Monday we will be uploading a video, finance related in nature, and we're going to be talking about things that we wish that we knew as young adults, or as 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds before we went off to college. So if you are a young person, or if you know a young person who may benefit from this information, then make sure that you send them to my channel and E.Michelle's channel, because that's going to be our focus for the month of May, and we're super excited about sharing some information that we wish that we had known, and I don't think we've ever done that before on our channels, so we're super excited about that. All right, so that is it for the series and it for episode 5. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and this series, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.